Aaron Goldsmith joins us now. He's the voice of the Mariners. If you watch the games on TV, Aaron, welcome back to the show.
Jake, Spike, how you guys doing? It's good to be back with you again.
Doing great, man. Doing great.
Fantastic.
It's fun to watch baseball. It's fun to watch baseball in this town, buddy.
When they're winning.
Even when they're not.
It's amazing what 1 week can do, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a great lead into this whole question line I wanted to ask you about. Is this town is so jaded over the decades of not getting there that maybe last year wasn't enough to get a lot of people over the hump. We got a lot of fair weathering going on around this team. And it's understandable given the start that no one anticipated in this club. I mean, even a 500 start for this club was no one anticipated that after last year. What can you tell the fans to say, look, quit jumping off. This team's going to get somewhere this year, and we want you to be a part of it?
Well, the funny thing is last year was this historic season. The Mariners obviously had the best year they've ever had. They were 8 outs shy of the World Series. All the stuff that we all know, right?
Yeah.
And yet, if you go back and you look at the Mariners last year, month by month, they had 2 losing months, 2 months where they played under 500. And it's easy to forget that when you start a new chapter, you start a new season, and you get so entrenched in what's happening right now. But the reality is it's a 6-month season for a reason. They play 162 games for a reason. It's called an average for a reason. It's a remarkably hard game. It is a game of attrition in many ways at this level. And you have to kind of get through the lean times to get to the better times. And that's true for basically every team every year. And for the Mariners, to their credit, although there was some real frustration and discouragement, not only by the fan base, but by the guys in that clubhouse over the first 2 months, to their credit, they played 500 ball. I mean, they were even Steven in their handful of games in March. They played 500 on the dot in the month of April. And while they had a losing month for a while in May, they got hot at the end of the month. They had a winning month, and now they've won 7 in a row. It's the longest active winning streak in baseball. They're over 500. They're in first place in the division. And quite frankly, they should hold on to first place for the rest of the year. Now, will they? We'll find out. But they are, in my estimation, clearly the best team in the American League West. And so it's good to see them playing like you thought they could while being down Cal Raleigh on the injured list, while being down Brendan Donovan on the injured list. They've been shorthanded, and they've been able to get above 500 and now into first place.
Do you think that this massive expectations from last year, has that been like, how does the team perceive that? Because everybody watching is like, man, these guys should have come straight out of the gate.
Right.
Obviously, they're doing great now.
They finished on fire. Why didn't they start on fire?
Yeah, and like, does that even affect the players at all? I mean, you've been with the Mariners now for a long time. You've been watching baseball your whole life, or are they just completely oblivious to it because they understand more than we as fans do? They're a third of the way through the season right now, and they're now in first place. They're 3 games above 500, and looking as strong as they've looked in a long time. They got Cole Young, who's doing awesome things. So do they ignore the lean times and they're just enjoying it every day? Like, how do the players handle all this?
Well, in terms of the expectations, it's a hard thing for somebody who's not the player to speak to, right? It's a fair question, and I think different players handle those expectations differently, and some of that probably depends on what kind of track record you have, how much service time, how many times you've been around the block. I mean, a guy like Randy Arozarena maybe handles it differently than a guy like Cole Young, right? A guy who's about to hit free agency in Randy, and Cole Young is in his first full major league season. But the Mariners did not shy away from talking about those expectations in spring training. They were the ones who set them by how well they played last year. And in a lot of ways, if you look at the team just on paper, you say this could project as a better team, and really I should be a better team this year than it was even last year. Now, does that mean that's how it always plays out? Of course not. That's why they play the games. But I think anybody in that clubhouse, regardless of service time and how long they've been in the big leagues, they've all been through the grind of a pro season, whether that was in Tacoma or in Seattle. And they all know that you could have a 1 for 20 and you could wake up the next day, make an adjustment, go to the ballpark, and all of a sudden you're 12 for your next 24. That's why it's a game of averages that they play in Major League Baseball. So every player and every team has to ride the ups and downs. And the hardest part about being a major leaguer, from my estimation, is being the same guy every day, day after day,
just consistency,
for 6 months,
yeah,
and 162 games, whether or not the results are coming or not. Because if you mentally allow yourself to ride that wave, that's how you get in a dark place pretty fast.
Can you guys? Oh, do you have another
No,
point on this, Mike?
I've got 1,000 questions. Go on.
You guys want to talk about Cole Young for a minute?
Sure, let's do that.
Can you talk a little bit about him? There's a lot of comparisons that people are making about him. There's a lot of excitement about him.
Saw the swing model, him and Junior yesterday.
Yeah, MLB. Did you see MLB posted that? They posted like a side by side, and it's like, he hit a home run or something. It looked exactly like Griffey's swing. How do you deal with that when you're like a young guy and you're having all these comparisons? Does that hurt? Does that help in any way?
Okay, I think you guys are being bitten by right now the Mariners having 3 players with very similar names. I think you're talking about Colt Emerson.
I'm thinking about Colt Emerson.
You're right. You're right. I was high on my own. Yeah, I was.
Colt Emerson.
Right,
Talk about Colt Emerson.
Hey, so welcome to our world. There's Emerson Hancock, there's Cole Young, and there's Colt Emerson.
That's why you make the big money, brother.
Colt Emerson.
Because you can
Colt
keep
Emerson.
them straight. We're just fair weathers.
Okay.
Well, good news for the Mariners. All 3 of those guys are worth talking about. But in the case of Colt Emerson, he's the 2nd youngest player in baseball right now. He's 20 years old. And he came to the big leagues with what some might say is an enormous amount of pressure. He signed a highly lucrative, nearly decade-long major league contract.
Insane.
While playing in Tacoma. He signed a 8-year deal with a club option for a 9th year before ever setting foot on a big league field.
Can we pause there for 1 second?
Prospects in baseball.
Can we pause on that? What's the amount of that contract? Wasn't it like
it was close to 90, right?
Wasn't it like almost $100 million? It's a lot of money.
Yes. It's a lot of money.
How do you at 20? Like we're all not young men. I mean, some of us are older than others, but how do you at 20 wrap your head around that kind of money? And baseball money is guaranteed money. So that's going to be there no matter what. So you're looking ahead at your life. That probably provides a lot of comfort, and also maybe gives you the ability to like focus on what's important instead of being worried about losing it. So like maybe that's a benefit. But still, at 20.
Jake, you're being very coy because Colt told me he reached out to you directly to ask how to deal with that much money.
That's true.
So we all know what's going on here.
In my experience, Colt,
what I found,
who I thought was Cole.
First, you can do call him by the wrong name. That knocks him down a peg.
Yeah,
that keeps him honest and
keeps
humble.
him humble. That's right.
That's very true. It was all intentional. All right, so no team is going to give out that kind of a contract to truly an unproven player, right? Is yet to even grip a bat in the big leagues unless they feel the highest level of conviction for what that player's makeup is as a person. And Jerry Dipoto, Mariners president of baseball operations, he runs the team. He's been doing this a long time. He has said many a times that he has never felt more confident in a player as a person at that age, 20 years old, as he feels about Colt Emerson. I mean, there's a reason why the Mariners drafted him in the first round. Obviously, very talented player coming out of high school. He's from Ohio. But part of the reason to go along with his talents on the field is they love the person. They love the maturity and the makeup. And the Mariners have done a truly exceptional job of drafting, developing, and acquiring, whether it be via trade or free agency, really elite level people that mesh well in that clubhouse. I mean, it's everyone who covers the Mariners would agree with this. We are all spoiled by the level of human, the person that the Mariners have on that 26-man roster. So obviously the talent speaks for itself, but it's because of his maturity and who he is as a person, the way he was raised, his upbringing, the whole thing.
Yeah.
That they felt so good about giving him that contract.
I didn't even think about it until you were describing him being from, like in Ohio and just the youth, but still.
Everybody from Iowa swings like that.
Well, no, but I'm thinking like we are so lucky right now in Seattle sports. We have JSN with the Seahawks. Everything you just described about Colt, the Seahawks would also describe about JSN. There's a reason he's the highest paid wide receiver is because they believe that he's worth it personally as well. He's not going to like mess up and do something stupid. Sounds like the Mariners saying the same thing about Colt or whoever it is. I don't know.
Probably both guys.
Probably both guys. Yeah. It's a very exciting time to watch the Mariners. It's fun to watch them and to listen to our buddy Aaron Goldsmith. So I highly recommend everybody do it. Thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it.
Hey, great talking with you guys. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for clearing it up for us, too.
Yeah, thank you for the players' names that we don't know, even though we're such Giant fans.